Episode of Cruisin the Planet. My mic's a little hot. We're back.
Yes.
How is everyone doing? Everyone as in just Cole.
Yep, just me.
Jake couldn't make it this week. That's okay.
I'm the fun panelist anyway.
I'll just be sad. No, probably you're leaving next week. For a fun little party, so we're gonna have to get Jake on. Most certainly. Otherwise, it's just going to be me talking about news for like a 20-minute video.
You think you could stretch that for 20 minutes?
I can try, can't I? I can try.
I mean, there was that one time where
y'all literally ran over from your apartment.
Yeah.
They for reference. You okay if I give this information away?
It's fine.
They live literally across a parking lot, like. Video audience, you can see out of the panelist camera, there's a window here, and directly behind my camera, host camera, there is a window here that if you break out of, you can run straight to Cole's apartment.
Yep, pretty much.
And so that's what Cole did when I came on air, and all of my guests
I broke the window.
All my guests bailed on me. She had told me specifically that she wasn't going to be here.
Yeah, because that day you had said that you had like 4 people in line.
I had
so I was
4
like, okay,
people
I
who
don't
were
need
ready
to be here.
And Cole was like, you know what? I'm gonna cook like a nice dinner. I'm gonna be in. I'll be in and out. It'll be a relaxed evening. And then you just started sending me text messages of like, stall for 20 minutes. We're leaving now.
Yeah.
And you, Parks, Avery as well showed up.
I think so. Was that time?
The whole crew
Yes.
came in, and we had ourselves a wonderful
The
show.
whole crew that usually listens.
But you're
in.
gonna be out of town, so I don't have my regulars.
Backup.
I don't have a backup or anything. Instead, I'll just talk about Stephenville news, and that'll be it, really, won't it?
Mm.
Basically, we don't even have a music update this week because we're adding too many songs.
Like
that's
the
what
whole
I've been
list
told.
is changed now?
I know that rampant speculation.
Rumor has it.
Thank you. Bang by AJR might be removed this week.
It's just because Jake doesn't like it.
Is it? I know that he doesn't enjoy TikTok, and we'll get into that probably next week when it's just him. Jake doesn't like a lot of things.
I really love AJR, and Jake really does not love AJR, so...
I think it's fine. I don't have very many opinions in music. I listen to my little corner caddy of stuff. Actually, fun fact, Don't Let Me Down by Milky Chance and... Oh, jeez, no, please. My memory.
It's gone.
It
floated away.
Stop. Don't bully me.
It broke out the window, actually.
Stop. Come on now.
You should take some B12.
B12.
That's supposed to help with your memory.
I take caffeine.
And it's also supposed to help with
Milky
energy,
Chance's
too.
Don't Let Me Down featuring Jack Johnson. That's something I do listen to. Milky Chance is a band I grew up with in high school.
All right.
I personally really enjoyed their electric release of Fado. Means fate in... Never mind, I forgot the language, so I won't. It means fate in some other language. No memories today, people.
Ironically, as someone who works at a radio station, I was never, involved in the music crowd, I guess.
What do you mean by that?
Growing up, I was never really allowed to listen to secular music. So...
Like real? What? I gotta go.
For those people who lived in a religious home, you know what I mean.
I don't know what that word means. What does that word mean? Denoting attitudes,
maybe
activities,
it's
or other
just
things that have
Southern
no religious
Baptist.
or spiritual basis. What? Just non-religious music?
Religious? Yes. I'm sorry.
Just non-religious music, though.
Yeah.
That's the.
Yep. So I didn't...
So like most music.
I was definitely behind socially when I came to college, and everyone was like,
weird.
oh, you heard this artist, right? You know, that song? I'm like, no.
Yeah, because you and me would be around the age... Well, I did deal with the SoundCloud rappers in my class. You didn't, or did you?
I was homeschooled.
I forget. So you didn't deal with any of that. Yeah, I guess that's how they controlled your music taste, was it?
Yeah.
Or rather, your music input, not really your
Yeah,
taste.
it was just radio that was played, and the radio stations were only Christian stations.
So a lot of Christian rock, and that's it. Very little Christian rap, I believe. Very little Christian heavy metal.
Yeah.
Actually, I take that back.
Although I am personally just not a fan of Skillet, so
Skillet?
that's one. Yeah.
I grew up in a bit of a musical scene and just chose not to partake.
I see. Well, at least you have some of the lingo, though. I don't have
guess.
that. Like, even just not going to high school,
Yeah.
like brick and mortar.
Yeah, I just have the context of like what things mean, don't I? Compared to you. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
I just
nasty.
like nod and smile. I'm like, yeah, I know what that means.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, that's rough.
It
Buddy.
can be. I just now reached the point, like, I guess in my college career, in undergrad, I just then reached the point where I was able to be like, to voice that I hadn't had those things.
Oh.
And so people could tell me what they meant.
Yeah.
And me not be as embarrassed about not having them.
So it was embarrassment that
Yeah.
was causing you to just be like, yeah, I know what's going on.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about, specifically listening to any sort of like Latin music,
Oh. Okay.
because I'm not fast enough on the translation yet,
Oh, I see.
and I can talk to people in Spanish. I can do work in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
That like I have working man's Spanish figured out,
Okay.
and I have for a long time. But I can't do like, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite? Like, not to the degree I can in English.
Okay.
I'm very much neutered on that level because Spanish wasn't something it was a sellable skill. It's not something I partook for fun.
Right.
Because every time you go to your abuela's, you just like work
Mm-hmm.
and like help her around
Yeah,
the house,
so
and then
you
she
aren't
pays you in
necessarily
food.
like fluent, but you have a level
No.
of fluency.
I have a level of fluency which is like just sort of work. It's just understood that it's like, oh, I'm a white kid who knows Spanish. And that's about it. So there's a lot of levels of like, you know, the song of like, you had to have heard, like, you have to have known about this artist, like, you got to know this painting, or like, don't you enjoy like this photographer? And I'm like, I don't have any of that cultural backing because
Right.
I simply cannot communicate that I don't know it, and I can't communicate what I don't even know. And that's where I see a lot of like that. I physically live on the language barrier and like have for a long time, and I definitely see where a lot of people's anxieties come from people who speak a different language than them.
Yeah.
I can tell you that you're all in your own head, because I'm certain you've seen those videos of people who are like on about, what is it, like in Walmart, where it's like, speak our language, this is America, the language
yes.
is English.
Those lovely people.
Right. I can tell you for a fact those people are worried that they're being gossiped about or talked behind their back.
Just because they don't understand.
I know. I can tell you for a fact, because that was my fear sitting down at Christmas or Easter or Thanksgiving, and I'm the only white child. And then later on it was me and my brothers, the only white children. And all the adults are speaking Spanish, and you're like,
We have no idea what's going on.
who's talking about me?
It's like,
That's
yeah,
all
I
you're
did
worried
steal
about.
those cookies, but, you know, don't have to talk about me.
You don't steal in grandma's house, she'll kill you.
No.
You have assorted food. You have food that's made for you, and that's your food.
Oh, wow.
I was the oldest grandson, so I got I always got empanadas, sweet potato empanadas.
Wow.
Holy moly. If I ever told you the best, like, savory dessert, it's that.
Interesting.
Oh, dude.
See, my nanny was always like, and by nanny I mean my grandmother, not like,
Yeah.
I did not have a nanny.
You're rich. We got it.
My nanny always was just like, go get food. No matter what it is, just like...
Cake.
Yeah. Or she would make something, even if I had just eaten. Like, it's always just been like, have it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. It was just you asked first, because we're...
Take it.
No, because we have, like, responsibilities, and we were raised to be adults in our household.
Was I raised to be an adult?
Doesn't sound like it, to be honest. Nicole, I'm going to be honest with you. Doesn't sound like it.
I fear that like constantly. I am a grown person with an undergraduate degree, and I'm like, am I actually an adult though?
We were talking about that earlier, actually. Do we want to get into that talk, or do we want to do some news real quick?
Should we do news first?
It's not... Yeah, we can do news first.
Then we can get into the meat of the conversation.
Stephenville area. The city council has voted to postpone all of the city's 4th of July events during an emergency teleconference
4th of July
meeting.
events. Sorry.
What?
You said Fort Worth of July.
I had a rough weekend, bud.
Fair enough. 4th of July celebrations.
I am tan today because of what I did yesterday. And burned. We'll get into it later. Scheduled for the 4th of July weekend by the city has been postponed until a later date, yet to be determined, because of safety concerns according to COVID-19 pandemic and a recent surge of positive cases in Erath County. The vote was 6-2, and the margin was to postpone the parade, concert, and the fireworks, along with any other event the city has planned for next weekend. That was June 26th last week. That's coming into effect this weekend.
Yes.
Due to 4th of July. However, I do want to throw in an exception there that the farmers market is still going to be open.
Yeah.
Because that is an independent event. However, they do ask that you stay 6 feet apart, social distance. Please bring a mask if you are concerned about getting ill or worried that you could possibly spread it. But they are going to have cotton candy, ice cream, popcorn, cookies, bread, jam, jelly, pickles, salsa, soaps, plants, and much more.
That's a lot of things.
It's so much.
Yeah, they are inviting everyone
Love
out,
a farmer's
though.
market.
That was what their post was. Like,
Yeah.
come everyone. And I'm like,
Come
that's
everyone.
a little contradictory, but if you're careful, I guess.
Here's the deal with like the Texas reopening, right? And that's like that's the big topic that everyone's on about right now. Is like Texas has reopened, and we have a ton of increases. So what's the deal? If you're doing everything properly, you shouldn't be getting sick because you're not running around outside naked. You're not actually. You can't do that anyways.
Yeah.
You're not running around. You're not walking around outside just smelling other people.
Your face.
You can't do that
naked.
anyways. How are people getting sick, Cole?
I think it's people who people at Walmart, for example, at the very little, like, people just aren't wearing masks, guys.
Right.
And that's a huge thing. I don't think people really understand what it is. I get it. Like, I have lung issues from stuff that I got sick when I was a lot younger, and it's affected my lungs a lot. So I know how difficult it is.
You have itty bitty lungs. You've shown me. You keep them in an Altoids tin.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Your little lung pump.
And anytime I get sick, even if it's just minor allergies, like, it goes to my lungs. So I get it. It's hard to breathe in them, but it's important to wear them.
Yeah.
Just because even when talking, you just expel a lot of saliva and different things that
you
carry.
Spit.
Yeah.
You just spit with your mouth.
Yeah, you do.
It's gross. Don't do it. Stop.
It gets so much further than 6 feet. 6 feet is just the recommendation for people to stay away.
Honestly, get away from me. I don't want you around me.
Fine, I'll leave.
I stopped
but I don't know how
showering
we're
so
gonna
people would stop
Whoa.
getting near me.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. That leads to a whole nother level of risk.
That is terrible.
I actually started washing my hair recently.
You didn't wash your hair before?
So, growing up, I got a haircut that was either a number 1 or a number 2.
Oh.
And so I really did just need body wash.
I see.
To clean my entire body.
I see.
This is the longest my hair has ever, literally the longest my hair has ever been.
Cool.
And I'm learning how to maintain it.
Yeah.
Along with a bunch of other things, like money and emotions.
Being an adult.
Being an adult. Again, let's bring it back to being an adult.
Oh, God.
When it comes to men and being an adult, that's a whole nother conversation than women being an adult. And we were talking whenever I was supposed to be vacuuming earlier today.
Well, we couldn't talk and vacuum at the same time.
Right, but I got less of my chore done than you got your chore done in the same amount of time.
I did clean a lot.
And so we have a chores sheet, everybody. It's cool. We're adults. We clean our not apartment, our office. I feel like I live here some days.
Yes, definitely.
growing up and becoming an adult, there's no real transitional like date. There's obviously 18, 21, 25, the like
Right.
3 big ones. You're able to what was it? 18, you're able to vote and carry a long gun.
Well, I mean, I guess you could
21,
start
you're-
with 16, which is like
Yes,
driver's license.
16, you're able to drive and work a job.
vote.
18, you're able to vote and carry a long gun. 21, you're able
cigarettes,
to
drink.
You're able to perform sin.
You are now of the age in which you can perform sin.
You can do it now. You weren't able to before, but now you can. But beforehand, it was real bad if you did it. It's just not as bad because like syntax is what it's called, not like SY but SIN.
Yes.
You're able to perform sins and secretly carry a gun, and then at 25.
I've never heard it said like that before.
Well, we live in Texas, so everyone likes to say concealed carry, but like you're just hiding a gun somewhere on you
Yes.
or in you. It's Texas, bro. We don't know. And then 25, you're able to perform identity fraud with the bank, i.e. loans, insurance, stealing money for
You can go on a
whatever.
cruise without having to have an adult with you.
Yeah, you can leave the country without big old dad.
Mm.
I didn't know about that one. You have to be 25 before you can get on a cruise?
It depends on the cruise line.
Is that
but-
that's not a legal thing? That's a...
That's a well, it is kind of.
Is it because of the insurance laws, though?
Probably.
That's what I'm getting
Yeah,
at.
it's
Like
probably
25,
insurance. Yeah.
25, you get off your parents' insurance. You get into...
You're now responsible enough for me to have lower insurance.
Might be 23. Like that age range.
Yes.
Though. I'm not close to it, so I'm not super worried about it. I just got 21.
Wow.
Like under my belt, you know what I
Baby.
mean? Oh yeah, I am a child actually.
I'm only 21 too.
Speaking of, like we believe that we're only kids. And we're
Yes.
probably going to believe that we're only kids until the day we die, and then it'll be like, "Oh, I figured it out." And then God takes me. He takes me out when I get it all figured out. Because he can't have that happen on this planet.
Can't have knowledge.
That'd be too easy. I know I'm going to live a long and painful death because I'm too stubborn to just make it easy on myself. And at this point, the devil is loving it. It wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair to just off me simply. I have to slide all the way down the hill.
Like on a metal slide when you were a kid, you're just like...
Oh no, I am... Did you ever just homeschooled?
Yes.
But you had like a social circle, right?
Not until high school.
Okay. So that doesn't really
Sophomore
apply
year of
here
high
because
school.
this is like this is 100% a middle school thing, but just running down a hill. Like just going down a hill.
That seems scary.
And running. Okay, there are 2 types. There are the ones who watch and the ones who do.
Definitely one of those watches.
I just ran down steep hills as fast as possible. So I imagine my way into the afterlife is literally like my life is me running, and the instant that I fall and trip, they let me roll a bit to catch up speed to ricochet me right into the afterlife.
Yeah.
Bah! You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I expect it to go, at least.
You don't have, I don't think it's going to be a constant downhill.
No, the idea is that I'm picking up momentum. It's a good thing. That way my soul can fly way off into the back. So they miss me, and I just land somewhere. And I'm like, you didn't see me come in because you couldn't see me. They're like, yeah, he really did. Because if a soul has no weight, it can move faster than the speed of light. And then I can really get going.
Wow.
Oh, dude. When you start allowing, like, real-life laws to affect afterlife laws, it gets messy.
Yep.
But let me wind us back. I didn't have any caffeine for lunch, so you're gonna have to deal with
caffeine for lunch?
Yeah, they make caffeine pills, and they taste awful.
I was like actually thinking like little pellets or something. You just eat caffeine. That's what I pictured. You know how there's like alfalfa pellets, but just
What?
like caffeine.
Well, if they're in pellet, not pill.
No, pellet.
Oh,
That's what in my
cereal.
brain I pictured a pellet.
I take a cup of coffee, I put it into an American press, and I make it into a cereal. It's actually, that's kind of genius. Hold up.
Coffee cereal?
Yes. Well, we all love cold coffee. Like, okay.
I'm allergic to coffee.
If you're listening...
Keep going, sorry. Just because I'm allergic does not mean that I can't be in the business of coffee.
I forget. It's the caffeine you're allergic to, or the, like, plant coffee that you're allergic to?
Plant coffee.
You can't have decaf.
Mm-mm.
That's right. But you can have caffeine.
Yes.
Okay, so because cereal is basically just solid chemicals, this won't hurt you whatsoever. We'll make the... No, coffee's already vegan. What? How do I help? How do I include
your
you?
brain is just like...
It's trying to be inclusive to you, but you, like...
It's okay.
Physically can't have the one thing that I'm trying to involve you
have coffee.
For the scheduled fun bit of the show. We can do teas as well. Cool.
Okay. Ooh, tea cereal.
Okay, so there's milk tea exists.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone puts way too much creamer and whipped cream in their coffee anyways since the advent of Starbucks.
Right.
As such, what if you just get a bowl of cold milk and you pour in, like, cereal that turns your milk just into an iced coffee or an iced tea? It's adult cereal.
But you're saying it's like actual cereal bits?
Well, have you ever had...
Or just powdered coffee?
Have you ever eaten a dark chocolate coated, like, nut?
Yes.
So, like a peanut, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you toast a peanut, it's basically like... if you puff a peanut, it's basically cereal. You ever had puffed peanuts? Is that just...
No. I've never had that.
That is not an American thing, I just remembered.
Okay.
That is an international food. Puffed peanuts exist.
Okay.
Hello? No, you've had puffed corn before.
Popcorn?
No, puffed corn. Like Cheeto ball.
Oh, yes.
That's called that's puffed corn.
Okay.
Product. You can do it with any starchy thing. You can do puffed potatoes, you can do puffed corn, you can do puffed peanuts. So all we do is do puffed coffee beans.
Interesting.
Or we can do puffed peanuts, or like, well, you probably go back to puffed corn and then you'd add like caffeine chemical back into it, because you can extract the caffeine out of all that stuff and just take those. I mean, a Monster Energy drink, you know what I mean? Do those affect you whatsoever? You're like the perfect testing person for this too.
Do they affect me? I mean...
In the bad way.
Sort of?
Like, what are your symptoms whenever you would drink a cup of coffee? What?
I haven't had coffee since I was a kid.
So you don't... Wait, who was giving you coffee as a kid? I was told you're not supposed to take that stuff till you're like 18. Because it can affect your brain health.
Well,
was I lied to now? When can you have coffee? All right, hold up.
I don't know.
When? Oh, here
Monsters don't usually give me any kind of energy. It's more of a placebo for me. If not, I usually get a little tired when I drink stuff like that.
When can you drink a coffee? No, not during the day. How old? How old?
We had a bit, guys, and we've just
No.
But we only had one bit, so I guess this is the extra bit.
You drink... No, how young do you have to be to drink coffee? How do I say this?
Into
Google. How young do I...
I think it just depends on whether your parents are okay with it.
Yeah, but legally, like, that's the same for alcohol as well. Like, you can give your child alcohol.
Yeah.
No matter the age.
I guess that's true, but, like, okay, take my significant other's little brother, for example. He is diagnosed as being on the autism spectrum and being ADHD. They tell him
12 years of age. You shouldn't have coffee until you're 12.
Well,
just because kids are hyper.
He drinks coffee because he loves it and it calms him down.
Same. So, I love some caffeine.
But he is definitely under 12.
I'm going through some experimental stuff right now to figure out if I've got ADHD and not just anxiety. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I'm testing things right now in the healthiest way possible. Like, I'm not slamming coffee left, right. I know it sounds that way now that I've put like big words in it. I found a place that makes caffeine pills.
If you're an adult, you kind of have to.
it makes caffeine pills. They're 2 cups of coffee apiece. My body will remove anything that enters it after 2 of those pills within like 24 hours. Like, you know what I'm saying,
yes,
right?
I know what you're saying.
Audience, you know what I'm saying, because we're all adults here.
You know, you have to.
And if you're not,
once
who
you
let
get
you in?
this age, like once you get like over 12, for example, you have to start, like, if you think you fit the symptomology or whatever.
That's a cool word.
Of that, like ADHD or autism. You kind of have to test it yourself, unfortunately.
Especially manic depression, bipolarism.
Yes, but those are typically they're diagnosed early on when you're young.
Yeah.
And a lot of times insurance won't cover things if you're older than 12.
Well, there's also, I know with the ADHD thing,
Mm-hmm.
and this affected a lot of my circle of friends, was like every 12-year-old kid got hit with the ADHD tag.
Right.
If their parents wanted them to. And so it was an excuse to give your kids, I think Ritalin was the like...
yeah, I think so.
That was the like Facebook word of that year. And so like all of middle school and even into early high school, kids would be like, I'm ADHD. And they were just restless.
Yeah.
Because all the parents were like, they have high, what is it? They just have high energy. And so I've got this like denial situation built up of like, I'm 21 years old and still have this like...
Yes.
This obvious... Like, I talk to people, and they're like, hey, calm down. And I'm just like, oh. Whoops.
Didn't know I wasn't regular,
calm.
right?
I can chill out super fine.
And then there are a lot more females who actually have ADHD.
Yeah, they don't present the same way.
They don't present the same way. And there was this belief for so long that women could not have ADHD.
Yeah. And it
just
was
because it
was seen as a boy's disease.
And autism as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it presents differently in female people. Like.
And with that, we can get into the main topic that I wanted to talk about today.
Right.
Which was the presentation of women in media, specifically the femme fatale.
Yeah.
Only because I recently listened to like an hour-long bit about explaining how the femme fatale is society's belief on what a bad woman is. And how that has shaped a lot of these preconceived notions that we grow up with in the modern day.
Right. Exactly.
So
there's a lot of stuff that you don't realize is negative, or puts a certain type of person in a negative light until you really think about it.
And then just ends up hurting people to the benefit of no one. And that's the biggest issue, is like the femme fatale character in one way was misogynistic, and another way was empowering, because all it did was show us a character. It didn't tell us how to act with that character, because over the course of these noir films, and these are all films that the black and white standard is what we're going to use for a lot of these examples of a femme fatale, was in the 1920s to 1930s B-side films called noir, Noir. These women are characterized... Let's go through the definition real fast.
Sure. Okay.
Femme fatale comes from the French term fatal woman. It's the personification of a sexy, powerful, independent female character who
uses her charm,
her influence, and her intelligence to ultimately be the downfall of usually a male character, another male character within the story. And they're considered fatal because to either, and you get into like the two versions of a femme fatale based on whatever story you're trying to tell, but either it's the woman who has been destroyed or scorned and damaged by society, using what society believes, what society has given her as weapons to like sort of perform. That's how she lives out her life now, is a cynical worldview. Because of whatever happened, usually past traumas.
Right.
She has a cynical worldview, she has intelligence, she is goal optimized, and she specifically is either despises or does not commit to the traditional roles of womanhood, being like mothering someone or having that like mothering identity. Usually they're shown as greedy, selfish, willing to do whatever to get to the end goal, and because it was a female who was performing this, it got its own characterization. It became very popularized as this dangerous lady, who's also incredibly seductive as well, who uses her charms, her physique, all of these things, and she knows who she is. And taking that into account, these characters from, like, go into your own memories, audience, these characters are always the bad guys, or they are one of the villains types.
Right.
It's a villain trope to create a femme fatale, right?
Right.
So, if you break it down for like a couple of minutes and you use some SJW terminology here, you've got society saying that, like, these are the traits in a woman we don't like. All of these ones are bad, so we'll make a woman who personifies all the bad traits.
Right. And all those bad traits just happen to be independence, education, doing stuff for yourself versus having a family. And
so we take, it's seen and I guess, what's the term, coded, if we want to get into that terminology. You've coded these characters to be, this is the personification of a bad woman, because bad stuff always begets her. She becomes a tragic character in the sense that she's taken up this life, and usually it's always ends up being like crime. She's taken up this independent life of crime, and now, because like her goals are oriented, but the way that she goes about it and her choices, her individual choices, have caused her downfall. Or she just is bad, is evil, is a force of nature, evil person. Bad example of a good woman. And
we were talking about earlier, I want you to bring up the point that you made that either they do have that downfall or they end up changing their ways.
Yeah, so there's two endings to the story of the femme fatale in most classic film. Is either they are destroyed, they are sent to jail for murder, they lose all of the money that they had tried to gain over the course, or they die. That's kind of like the three bits, is like sent to jail for murder or money laundering and then die. That's the three like tropes they like to do. The alternate story, which is the one that gets into a little more complex territory, is they are redeemed in the eyes of society. They are
in the
done.
Eyes of man.
Yeah, kind of. In a certain level, they are no longer, they change their old ways because they used being a femme fatale as a way to gain their independence, and now they can be subservient to the right man. And that's one example of like
finding a love interest.
Yeah, finding a love interest
and
from
being like, okay,
trying to make your way out of
the
previously abused man,
right?
Or the what is it? The one that is most modern take on that is when the femme fatale, she sort of settles down with an old, like the old rival concept in a story. It's not super popular, but it's take a Indiana Jones character type and a female, like a femme fatale type of like constantly going back and forth in and out of each other's existence.
I see.
And then, or I think a modern version of that would be Jonah Rivers and Doctor Who, where they're tragic characters at that point.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to, because of the choices they've made in their life, they're no longer allowed to be together and be happy. They don't get that. And that's that's a little bit of a skewed telling of that Doctor Who version, but it is an example that applies in this context. It's the idea of like, because she's chosen independence, she has forsaken dependence, and it's shown as tragic. And that leads to a lot of these weird situations, and a term that leads to a lot of problems is the infantization of women.
The need, or the ingrained need that you have to, or the social norm that you have to be dependent constantly, and if you're independent, it's bad, like we were saying.
Yeah, leads to problems. You become the downfall of men.
Right.
No one can hold you down. You're a problem woman. You've got so many issues, and that's another one that comes off of it, is the broken woman or the problem girl. This character archetype that, and a lot of people get their idea. Like, the reason I'm using all of these film terms and stuff is a lot of people get their ideas on how dating should go from movies,
books.
I personally believe that rom-coms have caused a lot of problems in, like, people's beliefs of relationship.
Right. I mean, it always shows the beginning of the relationship, that honeymoon phase, and it never shows you how they deal with difficult issues.
Let me look this up. You go ahead and keep going. Let me look up a scene that I want to explain to you, because it makes this whole thing, like, help come together.
Yeah, and I want listeners to know that we're not saying that this world is, like, still super, like, at that level of super misogyny. I mean, it's gonna be latent misogyny now. It's
I disconnected the camera.
You lost the camera. It's fine.
Dang it.
It's that internalized misogyny that a lot of women grow up feeling and still have until you gain that education or you gain that insight into into, oh, that's like, people made this character because they didn't want women to be this way.
That's just gone now.
It's fine.
I've ruined it. Keep going. I can't find the scene either. It's all
again, talking about the movies and everything, that's what we base our outward identity as. Okay, I want to be like this person in TV. I want to be like this person in the movies. And people who write these things know what they're doing with these characters. It's not just like, oh, oops, we didn't mean to make a character like that and put it in a bad light. It was purposeful, and it's not until you realize the subtleties of that you really understand a lot of the misogyny associated with the Femme Fatale character.
And, like, there are a lot of misogynies that go in. This is going to just turn into a talk about femme fatales for the most part.
Okay.
Just because it's, like, all I've been thinking about recently is creating characters and how that affects stories. Because I am running a D&D campaign
I mean, and it's good that you're using your voice to talk about that. So
there is misogyny and there is empowerment in this character. Just like all things that have history, there's
a back and forth.
There's a back and forth. The misogyny is the situation that they are evil characters, that they are against society. They're individuals. They use their sex as a weapon. They use their intelligence to be scheming. They use their independence to gain more control. They're not your protagonists. They are an antagonistic force, right?
Yeah.
The powerful part of it, however, the empowerment, the feminist, is the fact that a woman can do that.
Yeah.
The ability to be like, if you put yourself together properly, you can command the respect of any. You can literally walk on a man, and he'll love it. You can take all of his money. You can take his business. You can create your own business. You can create your own stuff. You can be wanted by everyone. You can be envied. All of this, if you just put your mind to it, if you choose it. So in film, it allowed for the ability to have characters who were not just the, like, docile housewife character. You could have this idea of, like, a girl doing something and, like, causing change in society. And that's not to say that mothers don't do so much already.
Of course.
That's to say that, like,
but you don't have to.
It lets a young girl see, oh, you're a force to be reckoned with. Whatever you decide to do is going to have to affect things. Right. It puts the what did you say it was? The internalization of the old ways isn't a weight on your back, but it's a conscious choice. It sort of breaks that idea that you're shackled into something. Right. And that can be empowering.
It can. I mean, and it's still hard to break that because it's something you're, like, in psychology, you take, like, a general psychology course. It's always about what was spoken to you is what you first associate your identity with. So it's still hard to break those ties to that older culture. Yeah. But there are mentors and figures out there you can look to for the empowerment. I mean, take Elsa, for example, from Disney's Frozen.
That's your favorite example, personally.
She's a queen, and she's great, and she has a lot of things that she has to let go in her past. But she ends up being amazing. And
I'd say another recent example in film is Wonder Woman,
yeah.
especially the 2018 Wonder Woman release.
I didn't see that one,
Oh.
but
Well, there's a sequel coming out. What is it? I think it's called Wonder Woman 1984.
okay.
And it's her in the modern times. So just the fact that we have that as an on-film example,
Yes.
whereas the most recent version of her was only an animation, which that's a whole nother discussion of like, is the animation, is that just for kids? That one's personal. I was gonna go be an animator. That's what I wanted to do out
Really?
of high school. Yep.
Wow.
2D animator. And then I got into the industry, and they're like, 3D is the way. And I was like, later. No, seriously.
I mean, there's still 2D animation.
There is 2D animation, and it ain't making it.
Yeah.
And that's all because of production and stuff, and we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
But women, when it comes to being portrayed, and that's again taking into account females are shown this version of them, of what they aspire to be, right? It's like, here's what a good woman is. Like, here's a good example.
Right.
You know, for men, that's Superman. It's like, be Superman. That's like, growing up, it was like, be Superman. I was like, I want to be Batman. Like, that's a little too goth. Go ahead and be like, do Superman. And for women, that's Wonder Woman, that's Elsa. These independent people who are going through hardship. They are taking on quests. They are performing action.
Right.
That's new. That's very, it's not super new. There's a bit of a like westernization that comes into that.
Right.
There is all right, obviously in like older tales, there's the idea of like the man controls everything outside the house, the woman controls everything inside the house.
Yes.
There's that play concept going on, right?
Right.
But with the advent of the Industrial Revolution and British influence, if you've made all the jobs on the inside of the house, and this talks back into infantization, if you've made all the jobs on the inside of the house incredibly easy, you no longer have any expectations for someone on the inside of the house.
Right.
Now there's no standard, there's no bar being set, there's no responsibility. There is no actual challenge or growth. And so you don't expect anything of these members of society.
Right. You can't believe they could be capable of something like that.
So it creates two versions. It creates the one who is competent, but no one expects them to be competent. And that's where you get a lot of glass ceiling situations in business. And then you get the bimbo situation of doesn't know how to do anything, is just a pretty face, because that's all they've ever needed. And those are your two main examples of misogyny in the modern like United States.
Yes.
You have the bimbo who didn't earn her place, and then you have the what would it be? The floozy who is like pushing way too hard to get and is being like locked off from moving up because no one expects her to be able to move up. Right?
Right.
That's these versions. And so this femme fatale character that like emerges after that whole situation is a personification of, and this is getting into a little bit into like group psychology and time period psychology, but there's a belief that the femme fatale is a personification of the fears of man during a post-war world, where women entered the workplace. They acquired independent wealth. There's a whole other category of the femme fatale where she's promiscuous. Her fidelity is in question. She could be sleeping around with multiple people. She can, because she's independent, right?
Right.
And that's what a guy would do if he was independent.
Yeah, but
It's
it
like,
wouldn't be as big of an issue.
Exactly. Again, out of the house, in the house thing.
Yes.
Right? These older concepts.
Right. And it has a basis in fear of just like
It's a lot of fear, actually.
Yeah, it's a lot of fear of the unknown, and that's where people lash out and everything. Just unknowing, like, am I going to have my job? Is this person going to take it over? Am I going to be destroyed, taken down? All of that.
There is a legitimate fear that if someone becomes independent, they no longer need you. Men lose their ability to perform in the workplace. It's not that they lost it, it's that there's this whole other group of people who are just doing better than them.
You know what? This makes me think of a short, a
What's
Pixar short that was just put on Disney Plus. It's called Pearl.
Okay.
And the basis of it is this pink ball of yarn gets a job at this company called...
I want to do this stamp company for some reason. Go
called
on.
Bro.
Okay.
B-R-O. It's
Yeah.
like, it's, I don't know what it's an acronym for, but that's what it spells out.
They make something, I assume?
It doesn't really talk about what the company is.
Okay.
But it starts off and it's all these men in this office and they're all like punching each other like, yeah, dude, you know, all the toxic masculinity stuff that you can think about. Like, they're talking about girls.
Classic bro.
Yeah, they're talking about, they're making jokes about things at the water cooler, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And then this pink ball of yarn comes in through the elevator. The first one, her name is Pearl. And
it's most definitely a female?
Yes.
All right.
And she comes in and she feels completely uninvited, unwelcome.
Yeah.
They don't talk to her. They don't even know how to really interact with her.
Yeah. Girl.
Pretty much.
Girl.
And they just like
idiots.
Purposefully exclude her from things, don't listen to her thoughts and her opinions on what they should do for the strategy meeting.
Projects.
Yeah. And then there's this point where she's like, well, maybe if I just act more like a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I act more like them, she, like, knits herself into more of a masculine shape and and everything. And she goes through and she's accepted by them finally. She makes crude jokes. She does all this and yells and, like, aggression and all of that.
Yeah, becomes a bro.
Right, becomes a bro.
All right.
Takes on the outward identity when inside, of course, she's still, like, this lovable little ball of yarn. Mm-hmm. And then later on in the short, there's another ball of yarn that gets hired on. Mm. And Pearl is like, oh no, should I go with the guys or should I try to help her? Yeah. All the balls of yarn are girls. That it's just going to associate, like, she sticks out in a world of men, basically.
Wait. So what are the other...
All the employees
yeah.
are men.
Right. They're men. Mm-hmm. What are they made of, though? Are they, like, concrete?
They're just regular men.
Oh!
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah, it's just regular men.
That's a cool, like, art thing.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. So this other ball of yarn comes in, and, of course, the ball of yarn is just, like, a symbol to be, like, they stick out, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I'm so happy to be here. It's so good to meet you. And then Pearl, the original ball of yarn, like, makes fun of her and, like, talks bad about her to the guys. And so they're like, oh, yeah, all the guys are, like, accept her again. And then she realizes that that's not the way to go.
That's what she dealt with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so she changed her form again and became her inward self on the outside. Uh-huh. And it flashes to, like, years later, and then there are, like, a bunch of balls of yarn and different colors of balls of yarn and
sick.
And them all working together. Mm-hmm. I just thought it was amazing, and Pixar did it, and also they cursed in it, which was crazy. It's Pixar.
That's good.
But you could tell it was just like they spent a lot of time looking at toxic masculinity and how women have to deal with that in the workplace, and then how just one person can set a standard and, like, come in and just really diversify a company and get new perspectives and really help the company in the long run.
That's the thing that I don't know if a lot of people talk about it, but, like, breaking up that bro culture helps everybody.
It does.
So, like, I come from Texas, high school,
right,
and middle school. Like, I came from the public education system in Texas, which is very bro. Even, like, the volleyball girls would be total, like, bro.
Right.
Right. And when I say bro, just,
almost
like,
taking on that outward
just
identity.
Just cliquey. Right? And there was the ones who were cool that you actually wanted to be around were the ones who were, like, just genuine people.
Yeah.
Like, I've got a couple of, like, faces of people that were just like, oh yeah, they were cool. And they were cool, and they were cool, and, like, this guy over here was cool. Or, like, there was one guy who was, like, he looks total jock, and then
we'd hop into the locker room, and he'd have like all these anime tattoos on, because he was 18 in high school, so he had all these anime tattoos, and I'm just like, I would have never thought. And he's like, yeah, man, like,
Nerd.
I just really enjoy it. Yeah, he beat me up. He put me in his locker. No, he was just like, yeah, man, it's really cool. And I was like, I was so on the defensive.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no reason to be.
Right.
Because it's just everyone being on the... What it really felt like growing up that way was that everyone was on the defensive.
Yes.
And that's where you
everyone's
get
trying to figure out their identity. So...
Well, it's just... It's all... Everyone's worried about what everyone else is thinking.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever... get it, and this can't happen nowadays, but I was given some advice a while ago, and I think personally I experienced this when I was working night shift, because I was just alone by myself for extended periods of time, had a lot of time to reflect and think. But for daytime people, for normies like y'all listeners here, go to a public function by yourself and just enjoy it.
It's scary.
Why is it scary?
Well,
no, walk me through it, really, genuinely. Why is it scary?
I mean, well, I have social anxiety, but a lot of people have that.
A lot of people
on
have
some
it.
level.
Actually, everyone has it.
On some level, yes. It's just being by yourself, not being part of this group. Mm-hmm. Because humans are social creatures, even if you are an introvert versus an extrovert.
Yeah, there's a level of social. There's a level of social that we all experience,
and it's just the fear that you're not going to be accepted.
Yeah. No one's going to be watching you if you go by yourself. No one's paying attention to you. I can promise you. I have gone to movie theaters. I don't really go to bars, just because I wasn't old enough at the time when I was told this.
Now you're too busy.
My biggest thing was, now I work too much. At like 19 years old, I just went to get groceries at 4:30 in the morning.
Can't do that anymore.
You can't do that anymore. Work shift has really probably died.
Yeah.
Well, no, because work shift night shift really only exists in like Fort Worth, in like downtown areas.
Right.
And they probably have a whole nother level of precaution. But what I'm getting at is I would do things like when no one else was around, and I was just like, oh, things continue moving forwards. Well, like I'm here doing something, no one's watching me.
Right.
And then I would go do stuff during the day when I would look like hell, and I'd have like messy hair, and to me it was midnight, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to get a pizza, dude. Oh man, I'm gonna get a pizza and ice cream. And it was like, people were like, man, he's having a really rough lunch. That was my concern, was people were gonna see me and like move out of the way, and I'd like walk up in the line back when you could be next to people. I'd smell them so bad. No. And you just stand there like a normal person. Like you're just a normal person.
Right.
Just standing in a public space.
Yeah, people might think something, but it's not like a big deal. You're never going to see him again.
Yeah. And I think that there's a lot of... people have a lot of worries that there's going to be a public backlash or like a group of people are going to get him, but you're all in your head. You're all in your head.
It's all... I think a lot of it has to do with the level of maturity because... Like, when you're a kid, I remember my dad saying, don't worry about what other people think. Yeah. And as a teenager, I was like, well, I mean, I care a lot what other people think. Like,
because I want friends.
Exactly. You want friends.
You want that social bit.
And you think you have to put on some weird non-weird outside persona of, oh, I'm super cool, I know everything, that sort of thing. But thinking back to that conversation now, I wish I had stopped worrying about what other people think because it doesn't matter. Yeah. The people who you will build relationships with, like true relationships, will care about the person you are, whether you are putting on this outside persona or the inward self that you know you are. And you also have to find that self. And I was put in definitely not somewhat of a similar situation when I went to London for 3 months on a study abroad. I didn't have any friends going. Yeah. So it was isolation. Just me. And it was in isolation. I had to go learn how to grocery shop for the first time. Oh, wow. By myself over there, which is crazy.
Oh, that's cool. That's like a big one.
It was all different, too.
Yeah.
So I had to experience that complete isolation from my family and my friends and my partner at the time. Yeah. So sometimes you have to be put in situations like that to really figure out who you are and what direction you want to take.
Yeah.
And finally realize it doesn't matter what people think.
Right.
It matters what you think.
What you do.
And what you do.
And all of that culminates right back to wherever we were talking of, like, specifically when it came to women in media.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want you to go out and, like, do your own thing and think. They want to mold you into this little perfect little box.
Right.
Or at least that's what you think.
Yeah.
Parents who, like, shelter their children never seem to do it maliciously.
No, it's not malicious. It's...
You know, and you've experienced this.
Yes, I have.
They just worry about you.
They worry a lot, and it's about, is my baby going to be safe?
Yeah.
Are they going to find the right person in their life?
They forget. And it's because, you know, your nose is too close to the dirt. I was going to say another word.
What?
It's an idiom.
Okay.
But it can only work in, like, construction.
Mm.
It's a construction idiom. Don't worry about it. They're too close to the problem to realize that they're a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
They worry, and it's this level of, it's, you know, infantization.
Right.
To make baby-like. My child, they don't know how to get a job. Like, it starts simple, actually. It starts incredibly simple. They don't know how to do laundry, so I do it for them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to do this, so I do it for them. And as this person gets older, they start moving up. And the parents are like, they don't know how to buy groceries, so I'll do it for them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to cook, so I'll do it for them. They don't know how to buy groceries, I'll do it for them. They don't know how to drive, I'll do it for them. They don't know how to purchase a car, so I'll do it for them.
Yeah.
They don't know how to pick out a college in their future, so I'll do it for them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to do this, so I'll do it for them.
Yeah, I mean, and that can happen with like male children too, but a lot of the times it's daughters.
On that level, we have
girls.
another situation, and we can talk into this next episode if you. Well,
right.
You're not going to be there. I don't know if Jake would want to talk about it. Maybe we
Probably
can
not. That would
maybe
get
we can
really
talk
political.
about it on your podcast, Making Space.
Yes,
that
I
might
want
be
to
a
do
cool one.
a misogyny on a podcast soon. So.
But with boys, it's another situation of like continuously throw them into problems.
Yes.
And so all they know is problem solving.
And don't teach them how to deal with that and deal with emotions. It's just straight anger. And a lot of that does have to do with like growth in testosterone and stuff.
Yeah.
It does change your emotions.
There's reactions.
But you have to learn how to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
And because your dad didn't know how to deal with that, he doesn't know how to teach you to deal with that.
Yeah.
And so the cycle goes on unless you have education.
And the worst one, and this is the most common one that's seen on the female side of stuff when it's portrayed in films and movies, but it's not seen a lot on the male side of things, is daddy's baby girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's like usually the stem that creates the like the bimbo character in media and stuff. Mommy's little boy.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone believes that like men like cut that tie and grow up and separate, inherently want to separate themselves. Women don't want to separate themselves, but that's not true whatsoever.
Right.
And that's where these problems lie. It's very difficult when your mother is telling you, grow, like, so that you can just keep doing what you're doing. She's mothering you. And a lot of people think that they're smothering you, but they're just trying to be supportive. The opposite version of that is like, what are you doing, you little child? Get out of my house. And that might be the interaction that of like in the inverse sex roles, that might be an interaction you have with your parents, is you have one who's over and one who's under.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of this culminates into this like mass problem that we've had.
Yeah.
Which is like you've been overprotective of this one, underprotective of this one, and now we're looking at the long-term effects of this, and this is what it's caused.
Yeah, and I think it's a lot to do with the generational thing too, because our parents' generation had so much to deal with, like the boomer generation, and it's just.
Oh, my parents are Gen X.
Oh no.
They had no problems. Boomers had no problems either. All right, real talk. Seriously.
Okay.
What do they have to deal with? Because World War II was over. That's why they were born. So it wasn't a world war. Depression was over, because that ended when World War II started. So they had post-American. They had post-industrial revolution in America. They had a post-war economy boom. They had modernized technologies. They had modern medicines.
It's also like
they just won a war.
The nuclear family stereotypes and the social movements that happened during that time. There's a lot of stigma associated with having a right and normal family.
Yeah.
And you're still seeing that now. You're seeing the tail end of like, well, I'm a kid from these parents from this generation and they want me to be normal, but I just want to be myself.
Right.
So there's a lot of like denial in that generation to anything different than this mom, dad, brother, sister type of family.
Right.
So it's not necessarily that they were in a war or in a depression, but more on the emotional and psychological side that they were pushed to be a certain thing, and now that's what they identify as. That's their identity. So you are, in essence, taking away their identity or breaking their identity. So they fight against you.
If you're doing something different to them, that's where the conflict lies.
Yeah.
Right. See, I am still like a being of survival at this point.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I don't have enough money for food. Why am I'm not worried about like your pronouns. I don't care. Let's get some food. Like, let's cook. I will serve. If you come to my table, we are eating pasta.
I love pasta.
Because it is cheap and because it fills you up.
Yes.
It might be hot dog pasta, but we're eating pasta. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what you talk like. I don't care what you sound like. If you steal somebody else's pasta, we'll cook you and eat you. All right?
No cannibalism.
See, don't steal other people's pasta. He forced our hand, officer.
Oh my god. Oh. No.
I don't have any more speaking points.
Okay.
Do you?
No, I think I really need to get on a notes episode or show notes for my podcast about this topic.
Definitely.
Yeah. We have a good professor, Dr. Jensen, who would be a good one.
Nice.
She's amazing. I've had her on before, but...
Sick. Easy.
Yeah.
No, that sounds like a good episode, too.
Very
And then
excited.
for boys, because you'd have to do both sides of it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know who you get for boys. That would be one.
Someone else in gender studies.
Well, that's difficult to go and find, isn't it?
Yes.
For the exact reason that
we've been talking.
You're talking about is
Yes.
like maybe you go to football. I don't know.
Athletics.
Yeah. Hey, you got any vulnerable boys in here? They're like, no, wait.
No, can't have that.
Emotions.
Yeah.
People have them.
And they're allowed to have them.
They shouldn't have them.
No, they're definitely allowed to have them.
We're over going to be disagreeing for the next week, but we hope that y'all have an enjoyable 4th of July. Because this is coming out later tonight. And that's in like 3 days.
Stay home.
Or
don't.
just stay in your parking lot.
Yeah.
You can still go outside. Just don't be around other people. Go to a dog park.
Be safe.
Steal people's dogs.
Don't steal dogs.
If you're going to play tag, use a Nerf gun.
If you do have a dog, be careful though. Fireworks can cause them to run away.
Cause dog problems. Just, again, more Nerf guns, less touching. We hope everyone stays safe. Bye, y'all.